Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to analyze the Halo Infinite gameplay reveal. Now I'm going to make this as short as possible, so only focus on the actual gameplay. The cutscenes will be skipped. Anyway, let's begin. So we have Master Chief walking out of the Pelican to explore the open world Halo ring. The HUD appears indicating radar, weapons, and objectives. Key thing to notice is radar is set at 31 meters for the open world, but most likely it will be decreased to around 24 or 18 meters in multiplayer. Just my hypothesis. The other thing that catches my eyes is the weapon indicators used to be on the upper right, but now they are on the bottom right. I don't like this change. It obstructs the weapon design, and also there's plenty of room here to place it like previous Halo games, or maybe even over here next to the radar. Continuing, Master Chief keeps walking and showing off the Halo ring, but just a brief comment on them showing off the scenery. This demo has graphical issues. It's pretty evident, everyone noticed it, and 343 recently acknowledged it. So before the final game releases, that needs to be improved. No excuses. Next, Master Chief encounters some grunts and shoots them with the AR. I'll make a separate video highlighting some additional weapon elements, but for now let's keep it brief. The AR has reticle bloom. It's pretty significant and it looks to be worse than what it was in Halo Reach. Anyway, on top of that, you can also notice hit markers. Now I'll be real with you, for weapons I don't mind hit markers. It's not a major issue for me. I know some people don't like them, but hey, 343 is building the game, not me. Key thing to point out is you can see when the AR lands body shots, you get standard hit markers, but when it lands headshots, the lines turn red, much like how it was in Halo 5, indicating precision damage multiplier. In addition to this, we also get to see the shield and health bar. If you remember in the original 2018 trailer, I said they were going to optimize it and combine it into one overlapped indicator, and that's pretty much what they did. Personally, I like the change and the shield recharge sound. However, this honeycomb garbage, I'm just not feeling it. Maybe tone it down or change it to the OG shield effects. Alright, now Master Chief continues to explore the ring, and again, graphical issues with low contrast, lightness, and texture problems. Definitely could be fixed, not the end of the world in my playbook for Halo Infinite. Next, we have a significant moment. Lo and behold, Master Chief starts sprinting. Look man, for all you classic Halo fans, I feel you. I know you didn't want to see this, but at the same time, this was expected. I knew sprint was going to be in this game back in 2017. 343 literally said they will build off and refine Halo 5's gameplay. Again, I don't make the Halo games, but I understand. If you want to take out your anger at me, it's fine. I've been getting shit for liking sprint for the past 5 years, and because I like Halo 5. Anyway, then Chief comes up to this random warthog and hops in. But let's stop. I made a video about this vehicle, so many of you have probably seen my frustration, so for now, we're gonna skip. I don't want to talk about this warthog that sounds like a soy boy. So now we're looking at an overhead map of the Halo ring. According to 343, this world is bigger than Halo 4 and Halo 5 campaign combined, which is impressive. So we got the TAC map, upgrades, and the database. I'm not gonna speculate on what the database means, as it can mean anything, but upgrades probably refers to weapon mods such as scopes, stocks, and attachments, and maybe even armor mods, but we'll see. Next, Master Chief drives the Warthog and gets some massive air. Key thing to point out here is it looks like you can somewhat control the Warthog while you're in the air. If you played Halo 5, you can partially regulate the balance when going off jumps, so it's probably the same concept. Moving on, Chief then splatters some enemies and then exits the Soy Hog to clear the area. Again using the AR, but then he pulls out a gun called the MK50 Sidekick. Alright, here's what I think. This is not the standard Magnum, so don't be alarmed. This is a refined version of the Gunfighter Magnum from Halo 5. If you remember back with the weapon tuning in 2018, 343 really wanted to create a sidearm to fit a combat role below the Magnum, and I think that is what they're doing here. In addition to that, the sidearm weapon also has bloom, just like the Gunfighter Magnum in Halo 5. I don't know man, for some reason this sidearm is giving me some G-Mag vibes. Next key thing is Master Chief picks up a weapon called the VK78 Commando. Now before we proceed, I'm just gonna call this weapon the Commando. In terms of this gun looking like a Halo universe weapon, I don't think it does. It looks more like a Scar or something from Call of Duty, and I'm just being honest with you guys. However, it is what it is. I don't hate it, but at the same time, I don't love it. But it's a pretty cool gun. Maybe my perspective will change with time. Now we know this is an automatic weapon, and from the gameplay it looks like a hard-hitting precision AR. Pretty cool in my mind, but I hope this isn't a replacement for the DMR or the SAW from previous Halos. 343 can add new weapons, but bring back the classic Halo weapons we all know and love. Come on, do the right thing 343, don't leave us hanging. Next we have Master Chief encounter some brutes, and there's a few things to point out. First, when we see a brute sprinting towards Master Chief, he shoots at his knees, and then the brute stumbles. In my opinion, if you have sprint in this game and you make it that you can knock people out of sprint this way, I think that would be an awesome balancing mechanic. If someone is running towards you with a sword or a gravity body hammer and you make them stumble, perhaps it would be a better way of countering sprint, but I don't know, we'll see in the full game. Next we see there's equipment. I know I haven't mentioned the grappling hook yet, but I'll discuss it when it is being used. Anyway, here we see something called the drop wall, and when Chief deploys it, a large curved barricade is created. It reminds me of the Titan barricade from Destiny 2, but hey, it's 343's game, it's their imagination. Anyway, the combat continues and then we see another Spartan ability make a quick appearance, and that is slide. So sprint and slide are both intrinsic on your Spartan in Halo Infinite. After that, we finally get a quick glimpse of the grapple, so Master Chief uses it to pull himself to the brute and then sticks him with a spiker grenade. If you look closely, you can see hit markers on the spiker grenade whenever it attaches to the brute. In my opinion, grenades should not have hit markers, but that's just me. I just think it gives too much information, especially on something like a frag grenade where you can use it to find out whether someone is behind cover and whether you damage them. But with respect to the grapple, my position is this: as long as it remains in the equipment slot, it's fine. Custom games, Forge, custom social playlists, whatever, it's alright and could be fun. But for ranked arena, no grapple hooks. Moving on again, Master Chief picks up a new brute weapon called the Ravager, and then they show off some more of the Halo Ring scenery. Again, I'm gonna point this out, this needs to be fixed. This landscape, the shadows, contrast, shading, it needs to have a darker theme. It all looks desaturated and lightened. And if you've ever played Minecraft, man, this is some Minecraft vibes. I'm definitely not feeling the Halo CE spirit that 343 wanted for this game. In addition to that, if this is supposed to be a spiritual reboot of Halo following the Halo CE style, then make this game's scenery more ambient and darker. Improvements are needed and they are necessary. Anyway, next Master Chief encounters more enemies and we get a glimpse of the Ravager firing. It fires some kind of bursts of red energy blasts and it kind of reminds me of the Forerunner incineration cannon. This encounter also features a grunt jumping at you from what is like 75 meters away while holding 2 plasma grenades. I guess this Ungoy bastard wanted the highlight of the game for this reveal. Props to him. Next we see the final Spartan ability of the reveal, and that is Clamber. So with sprint, slide, and clamber, those are the only abilities returning from Halo 5. No ground pound, Spartan charge, stabilize, whatever. Sprint, slide, clamber only. If you followed this channel, then you know those abilities were pretty much the only ones I wanted to return. So obviously for me, I'm happy, but I also understand other people are not. Anyway, I'll have to microanalyze how clamber works whenever they reveal more gameplay. In addition to that, during this encounter we also get to use a new weapon called the Pulse Carbine, which kinda looks like a modded storm rifle from Halo 5 that shoots bursts. It's a cool weapon in my mind, but should not replace the plasma rifle and the carbine. Those weapons need to be brought back too. You cannot replace them with this in Halo. Then we get to use another brute weapon, something called the Mangler. It looks like a mini shotgun pistol similar to the Mauler in Halo 3, but as we'll see, it fires different. So as Chief continues, he sprints and uses the grappling hook another time to attach under a bridge. Now here I'll point out that this distance is somewhere between 25 and 30 meters, so the grappling hook has a decent range. Now whether 343 will increase or decrease the distance for the final game, I can't speculate right now. Now the next thing I want to discuss is this fusion coil scene, where Chief uses the grapple hook to grab a fusion coil. I think it's cool, but it's making me wonder whether it's only specific objects you can grab. Like, can you grab some rocks, can you grab crates, barrels, or is fusion coils the only thing? Can you get a traffic cone and maybe throw it at someone's head and splatter them like in Halo 3? I don't know, but I'm thinking about it. Anyway, then Master Chief proceeds to clear out the area by using a shade turret, which in my opinion looks really nice. It has that Banish theme going on and looks fairly strong. I actually like it. Now the final thing I'll discuss is this weapon, the CQS-48 Bulldog. So this is a new shotgun, and back when we had the Mega Bloks toy leaks, I was predicting that's kind of what this would be. And in my opinion, I think it looks nice. It holds 10 rounds in the drum, and it looks like it can pack a punch too. Now again, just as I said for the DMR and the Commando, the Carbine and the Pulse Carbine, I don't think that this shotty should replace the Halo shotgun. If you're gonna add this, please bring back one of the classic shotgun models too, like maybe the Halo Reach, Halo 3 design, whatever. Anyway, that's pretty much what I will end on. Like I said, there's cool things in this Halo Infinite gameplay, but at the same time, there's clearly a lot 343 still needs to do to polish this game. I know this was just a demo, they can't show everything, but I had mixed reactions. Good, bad, worried, hopeful. Certain parts of the game look good, others have clear issues. And I know 343 recently said this is an earlier build of the game, so it's actually about 4 months old, but nonetheless, I hope these things get addressed appropriately before the final game launches. Peace out.